have a good effect on him. But Darrol Wilson seeming to be very happy now. New trainer, new manager, Dave Apollona training him. I noticed also Bruce Blair, the fitness trainer, in his corner tonight too. So we'll see what kind of an effect it has. Darrol Wilson says he's happier.
Well, I'll tell you, change sometimes you get progress with change, and change brings progress, and progress brings change. So the bottom line is, we'll see tonight if he's a lot better, if he's a lot better mentally. And this game pretty much is 90% mental. Believe it or not, it's mostly mental.
Well, suspect beard, though, on the part of Darrol Wilson. He's been stopped 3 times. Once by David Tuer in 1 round, Terrence Lewis in 5, and, of course, that seesaw battle with David Izon. Big punching power, though. He's got 16 knockouts in his 22 wins. Frankie Swindell, a massive puncher, was devastating at 75 and is settling into being quite a puncher at heavyweight, at least on Heavyweight Explosion. And right now, he's certainly taking the fight to Darrol Wilson here early, and a very confident Frankie Swindell. And what a knockout can do for your confidence, Kevin, huh?
Wilson's legs are very shaky right now. Wilson looks very unorthodox right now, off balance. He's not on balance. He don't have his legs underneath him right now. He's got to, right now, keep the boxing. Start utilizing the jab. He's laying against the ropes. He's making the same mistake that Llewellyn made. The same mistake.
Well, you don't want to lay on the ropes against Frankie Swindell, as we're more than halfway gone here in round number 2. Swindell is in the black and gold, we'll call him, shorts, and the black and red David Izon. Izon again backing up. That was the, excuse me, I called him David Izon. That was the exact problem Darrol Wilson had in the Izon fight, is he has a tendency to lay on the ropes and just catch shots, Kevin.
Well, the one thing he can't do against Swindell is catch punches. Swindell knows how to finish you early. The longer the fight goes, the better chances that Darrol Wilson has. Right now, he's laying there early and getting caught. He's wobbled again. He's getting wobbled early in the first round, and that's going to take its toll later on in the fight.
Swindell taking this fight on less than 48 hours notice. Weighed 238 when he stopped Llewellyn on our last show. Comes in tonight at 245. Carrying a little bit more around the middle. Says it shouldn't bother him. Said he was in the gym, had a premonition that he was going to get asked to fight on this card. And here he is. Wilson weighed 221 in his last fight, coming in tonight again at 221. So his weight hasn't fluctuated much over the last 3 years. Doesn't seem to be a factor.
What about Wilson? He looks in very good shape, top shape right now. But those shots that he's getting hit with right now do not help his conditioning at all.
Well, if I know anything else, Bruce Blair would never allow Wilson to come in, but a very good and active first round for Frankie Swindell. We'll see if he can keep it up through 10.
I found this men's journal under his pillow. Now I know where the excitement in our life comes from. Men's journal covers everything better, from toning up his abs to tuning up our sex life. Men's journal tells you everything about living life better.
Hey!
Start doing it better right now. Get a trial subscription to Men's Journal for only $9.97. Call 800-737-9800. That's 800-737-9800.
No one looks at the markets with a more insightful eye than Barron's, offering timely coverage of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, everything investors need to stay informed. Subscribe now and you'll also receive this Barron's Stock Evaluator free. It lets your computer help you turn money into wealth. Get 13 weeks of Barron's and the Stock Evaluator, all for only $39. Call now toll-free, 800-603-1400. That's 800-603-1400.
Round number 2 scheduled for 10, and in between rounds, like they did in the last fight, Frankie Swindell's corner all over his face. Bohannon just screaming at him, Kevin.
Well, maybe some fighters, different attitude. Maybe they need to approach him like that. That keeps him going, that keeps the fire in his behind, keeps him fighting in there, keeps him busy. Right now, Darrol Wilson's fighting the wrong fight. He needs to be on the outside, utilizing the jab, keeping Swindell at distance. Every time Swindell gets inside, being the shorter of the two, he's right in range for Darrol Wilson. Darrol Wilson's right in range for him.
Arnold Robbins in between rounds with Wilson, trying to get him to establish that jab. Very unhappy with what he saw in the first round.
Well, I would be very unhappy too. He got wobbled like 3 times in that fight in the first round. It didn't look good on Darrol Wilson's behalf. Darrol Wilson right now is getting caught with unnecessary punches, getting hurt, getting wobbled, and it seems like Swindell has found a home for that hook and that uppercut. And you don't want no fighter to find home for it, because the same punch that hit you early and hurt you early is the same punch that will knock you out later on.
Well, Kevin, it may be early to bring this up, but Frankie Swindell will have to see if he can really go the distance strong. He manages to last 10 rounds, but he has not won a decision. He's stopped a lot of guys, but has not won a decision since 1993. Either knocks you out, or if he goes the distance with you, he loses on the scorecards. But right now, nice uppercut drops in there, and he's scoring heavy on Darrol Wilson.
Well, that's where his conditioning falls in. As you can see, the flab around the area, like I said, it gained 10 pounds since the last fight, and it's pretty much conditioning. He's probably never in the right shape for the fights that he needs to go the distance, so he's the kind of fighter that if he don't knock you out early, he will lose a decision.
Darrol Wilson has not been past 6 rounds since he fought a lackluster 10-rounder with Ricky Sullivan back in July of '96 on the heavyweight explosion card. So he's not exactly at this point, you know, a major distance fighter either.
Well, he's got to do something early right now. Swindell is backing him up early, hitting him with big shots early. Right now, Darrol Wilson is fighting a perfect Swindell fight. He's fighting inside where he shouldn't be. He's not utilizing a jab, not trying to set a jab up, and he's definitely not getting Swindell off him.
Swindell carrying a big middle, though, there tonight, Kevin. That 7 pounds looks like he's got 2 tires around him.
Well, it's definitely going to take its toll later on in the fight. The longer the fight goes, the worse that tire is going to take him. It's going to wear him down. It's going to slow him down. You know, right now he's not a lean guy.
Swindell, career started back in 1985. He certainly knows how to be economical, though, with his shots and take his time in there, and can go a strong 10 if he has to, but he just doesn't win those decisions. Right now, Darrol Wilson starting to get back and starting to get in the flow, getting that jab working. Starting to move Swindell back a little bit as we come near the end of round number 2. Good second half of the round for Darrol Wilson.
Fox Sports Net New England presents Supercuts Seal the Deal. Go to your nearest Supercuts and choose the Revolution player who you think will score the winning goal in games from June 4th to July 31st. And then watch the Revolution on Fox Sports Net New England. If your player seals the deal, you could win a VIP night with the Revolution at Foxborough Stadium, including limo transportation, luxury box tickets, and Fox Sports Net New England gear. Visit participating Supercuts locations for entry forms and official rules. Supercuts Seal the Deal, June 4th to July 31st, only on Fox Sports Net New England.
Hi, I'm Walter Zenga with today's Fox Sports Net New England soccer skill save. The secret to good goalkeeping is a proper position. React quickly when the shot is coming toward the goal to get a good jump. If you can catch the ball, get the ball out of the way where nobody can rebound and goal.
Watch Fox Sports Net New England and play like the pros.
Kevin, classic matchup going on here. In between rounds, Arnold Robbins telling Darrol Wilson, don't look for one punch, don't lay in there, keep him in the middle of the ring. And Swindell's corner telling him exactly the opposite, which is don't let him keep you in the middle of the ring, get him back on the ropes, push him backwards. So this is going to be interesting to see who can employ what their corners told them to do.
Well, that's the key, employing what your corner wants you to do. But one thing that Darrol Wilson is not what they should tell him what he should do, is tell him what he shouldn't do. And what he shouldn't do is lay his back against the ropes like he just did. Stay there in front of his opponent like this. Stay in front of Swindell like this, like he's doing right now, Swindell. He should not be punching it out with Swindell. He should be outside being a boxer. He has the reach, he has the height, and he has them by age too. Don't make a difference, but in this fight right now, but he's doing a few things he shouldn't be doing, as being on the inside.
Well, in terms of who's listening to their corner the best, I would say right now it's Frankie Swindell. But oddly enough, at least in the first minute of this round, Darrol Wilson is fighting a better fight on the inside than Frankie. Frankie's like not letting his punches go as we're used to seeing him. Maybe a little more punched out than he normally would be after 2 rounds. Coming a little bit alive here now.
Well, it's like we said, you know, maybe that little extra fat, 10 pounds he has on him is definitely hurting him. You know, it's definitely hurting him right now, and
Swindell opening up now, got Wilson backing up, and Wilson not doing what he was told. Back to the ropes, letting Swindell tee off on the inside. Remember, very suspect chin on the part of Darrol Wilson. He's been knocked out 3 times. Last person to stop Frankie Swindell, Herbie Hyde. That was back in November of '96. stopping Swindell in 1 round. Prior to that, of course, the rematch with Michael Moorer, that was way back in '93. Swindell been a really good survivor as we're under a minute to go in the 3rd round. Swindell, and they're really letting it tag. And I think they got to issue a warning to Darrol Wilson for holding on to that top rope, Kevin. His legs don't seem real good underneath him right now. Wilson getting up. Oh, it is that left hook again. Wilson in big trouble in the corner.
This is a slug.
And Cena thinking about jumping in for a second for a standing 8 count, which is legal tonight in Mississippi. Wilson taking a pounding on the ropes. Oh, big left hook again by Swindell, followed by the right, and Wilson's down. Darrol Wilson down, and what a massive, that same kind of left hook, followed by the big right over the top, the same thing to stop the well, and Cena looking in him. Swindell, a big finisher. He's on top of him. Cena looking very closely. He could jump in and it's over. He's going to stop the, wait, he's counting. Cannot be saved by the bell here. Wilson barely gets to his feet. Cena's going to let him continue. Wilson on very wobbly legs. Swindell in the opposite corner right now is not going back to his corner. He thought the fight was over. Big round number 3 for Frankie Swindell.
Golf Digest presents 50 ways to lower your score.
To get greater distance, turn your right foot out. For a better backswing, don't slide. Turn your hips instead.
Now, lower your score, drive longer, hit straighter, and play your best golf ever with the 50 new stroke-saving tips in every Golf Digest. Call now for your risk-free trial issue. If you like it, get 11 more issues, 12 in all, for just $19.97. Plus, get this stroke-saving video free.
Call 800-828-4100.
Hello, I'm Tom Kite, and I'd like to tell you about a magazine that takes you where the news is breaking. Golf World, the #1 news magazine in golf. Golf World brings you in-depth coverage of all major tournaments more than 40 times a year, weekly during peak season.
Get more than 40 news-breaking issues for just $31.77, 40% off the regular subscription price. Order now and get 10 swings from the tour free with your paid subscription. Call 800-626-2500. That's 800-626-2500.
Wilson went down later on in the round for a second knockdown, bleeding profusely right now from the nose. Swindell all over him. Senses that he can stop Darrol Wilson right now. Paul Cena keeping a very close eye on Darrol Wilson. He does not have his legs back underneath him. Continues to lay on the ropes, Kevin. And I don't think he has any choice at this point. They're going to stop this fight.
Wilson is in serious trouble if he don't grab, hold, and clinch like he's doing right now. He needs to grab and hope that Swindell runs out of energy. Right now, Swindell is throwing big punches, and he better hope that he gets tired.
Frankie Swindell fighting like a possessed man right now, and he's fighting like a man who has had a second career. Said this is his second career at heavyweight. Has pulled 2 major upsets on Explosion so far in the last 12 months. Immorati, Wayne Llewellyn, right now about to stop the man who knocked out Shannon Briggs in 3 rounds. Good body shot by Swindell. Wilson continues to lay on the ropes, trying to get something back in his legs. Eating big shots. Cena taking a very close look at Wilson. Paul Cena could stop this fight at any time. Wilson trying to fight back right now.
Wilson just ran, like I said, he got his legs for a moment there. Will they stop this fight? He's looking very closely at the stopping this fight. And right now, Swindell looks a little bit fatigued. He threw a lot of punches and just maybe tired himself out.
Very good point, Kevin. I was going to ask you about that at this point. Frankie Swindell throwing a tremendous amount of punches in the second half of round number 3. Came out like a buzzsaw in round number 4, and now he is totally exhausted. But Darrol Wilson dropped his right hand, just ate another Swindell left hook. Swindell looking to catch a second win. We still have 1:15 to go here in round number 4, and I feel like we've been through 10.
Well, the one thing that Swindell is doing, he's walking straight in. He's not showing any respect to Darrol Wilson. He's not obliging anything that Wilson's throwing, and that's when you get caught yourself. So Swindell better be very careful, too.
Another big overhand right thrown by Swindell. Wilson still doesn't have his legs underneath him. He's trying to mount some sort of offensive attack. Very lucky right now that Swindell's run out of gas here, as we're well under a minute to go in round number 4. Wilson down twice in round number 3, barely getting out at the end of the round. Saved by the bell. I was very surprised. I've seen referee Paul Cena stop fights like that. He gave Wilson
Benefit of the doubt.
Definitely the benefit of the doubt. Thank you,
Benefit
Kevin.
of the doubt. And I tell you one thing that's very funny here. You know, Swindell right now is doing just enough to keep Wilson hurt to the next round. I believe the next round, Swindell is going to try to take Darrol Wilson out.
He's doing enough to let us catch a second win, because I got to tell you, calling those sequences, I'm out of breath. What a matchup here. Darrol Wilson's managing to get through round number 4, and Frankie Swindell looking very fatigued.
Market is killing me. I should call and get a new update, but who needs more bad news? Oh, well. What? I already have an internet provider.
Mind some advice?
I'm busy.
Too busy to receive a free issue of Price Perceptions?
Oh? How?
Call the Winner Group today at the phone number on your screen.
What will they do?
They can provide investors with valuable information.
How?
With over 30 years of experience, Price Perceptions is the oldest newsletter tracked by the Commodity Traders Consumer Report. Having started in 1968, it has compiled a consistent, profitable track record throughout the years. They can provide aggressive investors with opportunities to achieve more than above-average returns.
Sounds great, but why would you want to help me out?
You turned me on.
That was clever.
Seriously, Joe, with 5,000 or more risk capital,
Yeah?
I'd call the licensed professionals at the Winner Group. The information, knowledge, and newsletter are free, so call today.
Round number 5, scheduled 10 round of Frankie Swindell in the black and gold, Darrol Wilson in the black and red. Wilson down twice in round number 3. Swindell came out in round number 4 like a buzzsaw, Kevin, and then totally punched himself out halfway through the round.
Well, I believe he was being all experienced that Swindell got. He got 36 professional fights. He just decided, you know what, let me just take off this round and come back this round. I believe the 5th round right now, Swindell is going to show us something and press the attack a little bit more. You know, like he realized maybe he ain't been in the gym like he says he's been. Maybe that extra tire he's got around the midsection is slowing him down. But I tell you one thing, he just threw that fight that almost threw it away, but we'll see what he's got this round.
In between rounds, Darrol Wilson telling his corner man, no quit, I'm not quitting. Said that to Arnie Robbins. Robbins said, we'll go out there and take care of business. This guy's totally spent right now. Wouldn't it be something right now if Wilson could come back from that demolishing he took in round number 3, but right now, making the same mistakes again. He gets caught with that overhand right, and the legs are gone again, Kevin.
Gone again.
He's about ready to go. Cedar taking an 11. Cedar's going to jump in and either stop it or a standing 8 count.
This fight looks like it's over. I think Swindell's going to finish him this round. I think he's going to finish him. Darrol Wilson can't take any more punishment.
I don't think referee Paul Cedar should let him take any more punishment.
But I believe that he's just taking a good look at Darrol Wilson, giving the benefit of the doubt. It should be over right here. He got hit with 3 punches on there. His fight's over.
He's looking for a place to lay down, and that's it. Frankie Swindell comes in here again on heavyweight explosion on less than 48 hours notice and pulls the big upset. Darrol Wilson drapes himself over the ropes at the opposite end of the ring. Very good stoppage for Paul Cedar. Maybe should have stopped it earlier. Frankie Swindell bowing down, paying thanks to his Lord. And what a victory for Frankie Swindell, Kevin. And you gotta, at this point, with a win over a fighter like Darrol Wilson, you have to start to take Frankie Swindell serious in heavyweight. How can you not?
I took him serious when he knocked out Llewellyn. I think it's incredible punch of power. Yes, incredible punch of power.
Action from round number 5. I believe Swindell sets up the end here with that big overhand right, and there it was, followed by the left hook. Series of unanswered punches. Referee Paul Cedar jumps in. Very good stoppage. At that point, Darrol Wilson was sitting on the second strand. And Frankie Swindell right now, I don't even know what to say. You have to be so impressed with the punching power at heavyweight. Coming in tonight at a career-high 245 pounds, carrying that middle. I thought he was punched out.
I thought he was too, but I tell you, when I noticed it in the last round, his mouth wasn't open, so he might have been arm weary, but it wasn't winded.
You hang a picture, you change its position, and soon your wall looks like a dartboard. Introducing the Does It Handy Hanger. Nothing does it like Does It. Just place a handy disc on the applicator and watch the special adhesive heat up. Press it on the wall, and that's it. Use the Does It Handy Hanger on painted walls, on wood paneling, on wallpaper. It safely holds up to 10 pounds and more, yet it can be removed as easily as it attaches without leaving any mark at all. Does it on tile. It even does it on glass. And look, your Does It Handy Hanger also comes with these utility hooks. Use them in the kitchen, the bathroom, even in your tool shed. You get everything. Order your Does It Handy Hanger now.
Use your credit card and call 1-800-381-6000 or send $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping to Does It, 2-4600 Whitmer Industry Estates, Department 404, Niagara Falls, New York. Order now.
All right, well, we're going to get the official time of the stoppage. We're going to go up to our ring announcer, Mark Biro. Give it to us, Mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 1 minute, 34 seconds of the 5th round. The winner by technical knockout, Frankie Swindell. Swindell.
Yes! No problem!
I'm not the... All right, waiting now for Frankie Swindell to come down and talk to us. Very jubilant, as can be expected. And Swindell, of course, improving now to 36-17. That's his 27th win by way of knockout, but it's his second big upset win in 30 days. Again, took the fight on 48 hours notice. You noticed in our open tonight, Kevin, we said all it takes on Heavyweight Explosion is a last-second replacement, and that's usually the ticket for the big upset. And Frankie Swindell, the spoiler, joins us over here. One more time, spoiler, huh?
First, I want to give honor to God, first, foremost in my life. He gave me the power, baby. This is for him. Woo! It was good. Felt good.
Frankie, you had a very good first round. You looked like you took off round number 2, and round number 3, you came out with a buzzsaw. It was a very similar combination that caught Llewellyn. You threw that double left hook, the right hand, and then that was what it started everything.
Well, believe it or not, the left hand is what set up everything. Without the left hook, the right hand kind of came home. How about, you know, I didn't have no time to train for this fight. Less than a month from the last fight, but I took, well, 244 is not the actual weight. I had a lot in my pocket, and my shoes got metal inserts, so I'm about the same as his last fight.
He got saved by the bell at the end of the third. You came out like a buzzsaw for the first minute and a half of round number 4, and then you got really tired the second half and said, okay, I'll take off round number 4. Did you know you had enough in the bank, though, to come out and stop him in 5?
Yes, I mean, I got enough to stop him. I hurt him so much, and the referee did a terrific job. I have to evaluate a young fighter. He was younger than I was, so I had to let him build that confidence back up, open himself back up. But the right home went home all night long. I could have closed my eyes. A couple of times I did and hit him smack dead on the chin.
Let's do some comparison shopping here. You just knocked out the man who knocked out Shannon Briggs in 3 rounds, Frankie. It's your second upset on Explosion in 30 days. It's your third within 12 months between Immorati, Llewellyn, and now Darrol Wilson. People are going to start to take you seriously as a heavyweight contender. What's next?
No, they actually looking at that weight. Don't let the weight fool you. Akabuchi, I ain't forgot about you. We were signed once before. I want to be heavy. I need a very productive fighter to really make me go into serious training. Don't give me the night before the fight and call me up. Give me actually 6 weeks or 2 months for a fight. You really ain't seen Frankie Swindell.
Well, I think after a devastating knockout like that, perhaps the powers that be will start to take you seriously and get you that fight with Ike the President. But another great performance. Thanks for taking it on short notice. You gave us a lot of excitement tonight.
I'm looking for the president.
All right. So,